very good defender, but when you're defending against pace and skill, well, that's just the two lethal combinations.
So free kick for Burnley. Peacock Farrell comes out of the penalty area to take. Header flicked on by Chris Wood. Wan-Bissaka gets a touch. Cork, though, is aggressive for Burnley, but he can't control it. Tried to stab it on with his studs there. It ended up going out of play for a Manchester United throw. 19 minutes remaining.
Connor, do you know in the winter when the subs warm up and you think, well, they've all got the coats on, they've all got the pants on. Well, Dan James has got his pants off and just in his shorts, and I was thinking, is he ready to come on, or is that just a sign of if it's warm?
Summer is here. Yeah, he's run off down the tunnel. Might be a little call in nature for Dan James before he comes on. As Lindelof clears the ball away from Manchester United from a right full-back position. Ben Mee slips. I think he was pushed by Cavani. Flag on the far side indicates that he was. And that is going to be a free kick to Burnley, and Cavani says, who? Me? And there's a nod from the assistant, says, yes, you. So free kick to Burnley. Ben Mee's had a good game. Been under a lot of pressure throughout, and him and Tarkowski have been kept very, very busy, and they've got, you know, the inexperienced Bailey Peacock Farrell, certainly inexperienced at Premier League level, up behind him. As soon as this game is over, we'll be winging our way to Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final between Leicester and Southampton. The teams are in. Correspondent John Murray.
Two changes for Leicester. Perez and Soyuncu come in for Pratt and Amati. So Maddison is on the bench. Cengiz Under is on there as well. So the Leicester team is Schmeichel, Soyuncu, Evans and Fofana, Ricardo Pereira, Tielemans and Didi, Castagna, Perez, Iheanacho and Vardy. And one change for Southampton, that is Djenepo in for Walcott. So the Southampton team, Forster in goal, Walker Peters, Bednarek, Vestergaard and Bertrand, Djenepo, Ward-Prowse, Jallow and Armstrong, Ings and Redmond.
Thanks very much to John Murray. And just hearing John's voice there, Stephen, you won't believe this, right? But John Murray, the esteemed football correspondent for the BBC, he was on set on BBC News. He was on camera, on screen on the television this week. And you won't believe this, he was wearing jeans, denim jeans. The BBC's football correspondent.
That's not John Murray.
On television.
You're lying.
Denim.
He wouldn't do that.
I'm telling you. I mean, the game is gone.
No, not John Murray. Ian Dennis would never do that. Actually, maybe he would.
John will have commentary from Wembley. Leicester against Southampton. 6:30 kickoff. All the build-up once this game is over in about 20 minutes' time or so. Just a break in play here. While we're discussing John's sartorial standards, Tarkowski just looks a little bit dazed. He got a blow to the head, so they're going through the necessary protocols on that. So is there to be a winner for either of these sides here? If you're just tuning away on this sunny afternoon, this Sunday, 0-0 at half-time. Greenwood scored very early in the second half for Manchester United. It'll be a contender for goal of the month. It was a wonderful flowing move. Brilliant dummy from Bruno Fernandes at the end of it. But then almost immediately, Burnley went down the other end, and James Tarkowski, a header off a corner, a very Burnley goal. 5 minutes into the second half, it was 1-1, and that is how things stand for the moment. Earlier on today, Arsenal 1, Fulham 1. Fulham's hearts were broken. Scott Parker's team were 1-0 up. 7 minutes were added out for stoppages, and Arsenal scored in the 7th minute. And it finished 1-1 there, so that's a big blow to Fulham's chances of getting out of the bottom three. 1-1 here at the moment at Old Trafford. We're not missing any action. Stranraer 0, Hibs 4 in the Scottish Cup. Rangers 2, Celtic 0 had finished in that competition as well. There were two games in the Championship today. It finished Rotherham United 1-0, Birmingham City 1, and Coventry City beat Barnsley by 2-0. Back underway in the Premier League. Paul Pogba in possession. Crossfield ball from right to left, lands on the instep of Luke Shaw. He's got Rashford with him. Rashford's been much more effective in this second half, playing in the left wing than the central role he had in the first half. Here is Pogba, low to the feet of Bruno Fernandes, just outside the D of the penalty area that Manchester United are attacking. The passing here is crisp and smooth as Maguire gives it to Rashford on the left-hand side, has a little look up, waits for Shaw to go in the overlap. That's brilliant from Rashford to give it to Shaw into the penalty area. We'll describe that pass in just a moment. Shaw rides the tackle, tries to cross to the back post, and Charlie Taylor slides and puts it out. That was such a good ball because it was necessary, Stephen, to put a little. He couldn't chip it too high. He needed to go 1 foot off the ground, and that's exactly what he achieved with the chip. Perfect.
Yeah, he did. And then when Luke Shaw goes into the box, is he too honest? James Tarkowski comes across and goes to ground, and Shaw just thinks, well, if I go past this tackle, we're through in going towards goal. I think he could have gone down.
Quarter of an hour to play, corner comes in, Bruno Fernandes, edge of the penalty area, drills it in low, a forest of legs though, and he couldn't squeeze it through, and Burnley are relieved and able to clear it away. Bruno Fernandes, who's actually probably due a goal given his standards. He scored a penalty in the first leg of the Europa League quarter-final against Granada. That has been Bruno Fernandes' only goal in his last 10 games for club and country, and you know, given the standards and the high scoring rate he's had since joining Manchester United, that's something of a slump for him, and he you know, I mean, he's still getting the positions, he's still creating the goals, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time. Here comes McTominay for Manchester United, rolls it in front of Wan-Bissaka. Burnley very deep again, most of their team are inside their own penalty area. Manchester United on the edge, Bruno Fernandes to Wan-Bissaka, the cross into the box, headed away by Ben Mee, and Wan-Bissaka's kept it in play on the far side, but his attempt to head it back into the penalty area is straight to Charlie Taylor. Taylor is able to clear away for Burnley. Now, can Burnley hold it up here? It's been like hitting it off a wall every time they've kicked it out of defence. Just comes straight back to them, but let's see if they can hold it up here. Jack Cork, left-hand side of the midfield, waits for McNeil to get in position outside him. Taylor's made an overlapping run from full-back. McNeil has a look up, rolls it to Taylor, and now it's going to break down. And Wan-Bissaka regains possession for Manchester United and clears away. But straight to Cork, and then he's pushed to the back by Greenwood, and Burnley are going to get a free kick, and this always spells a bit of trouble. It's a long way out, this, but forward comes Tarkowski, forward comes Mee, and this always spells danger when you play Burnley.
Well, they just march forward as soon as they saw that free kick given. James Tarkowski, head down, marching up towards the back post. They'll look to aim for him again. They've isolated him every single time. And the quality again of Dwight McNeil.
Well, here it comes, McNeil's delivery towards Tarkowski, who inevitably wins the header, and then another header from Wood does end up inside the net. However, the whistle was blown and it ain't going to count.
A really good tussle between Harry Maguire and James Tarkowski. They've been at it all.
International fouls the New Zealander. Free kick to Burnley. Now this is a much better position. This is dangerous. It's 10 yards outside the D.
I just wonder whether they might need to shift the angle ever so slightly. This is a difficult one to stand up. It'll allow both sets of players to get a run and jump on it. Dwight McNeil is he lining up the shot? It's a long way out. What did you say, 40 yards, Connor?
Yeah, I'll tell you what this is. It's exactly halfway between the edge of the D and the centre circle, if people want to put that in their head. So if he was to have a crack from here, it would be spectacular. He doesn't. Chipped in by Westwood. Ben Mee is going to collect possession. He might actually leave it here because it'll go for a corner. Yes, he does. He allows it out. Last touch off Wan-Bissaka. Corner to Burnley. They scored from a corner from this side earlier in the half. Westwood, who delivered that corner earlier and claimed the assist for the Tarkowski goal, trots across to take.
Yeah, I mean, the set-piece delivery of Burnley has been outstanding in this game so far, and I'm sure James Tarkowski will be saying exactly the same now. Give me something to go and attack. Give me the opportunity to beat my defender.
Wan-Bissaka's on bodyguard duty. He's been told, you sit on top of Tarkowski. As Westwood prepares to swing it in. Here it comes, in swinging and well held under pressure by Dean Henderson. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, good claim from Dean Henderson. Had to be big, had to come and claim it. He wanted to start a quick attack, and the Burnley players very cleverly jumped round him straight away, didn't allow that to happen because they knew they were outnumbered.
Good control by Greenwood there, but the referee said he had fouled Dwight McNeil just as he did so. But Ashley Westwood there, his deliveries from free kicks and corners, such a consistent player. Today, his 54th Premier League game in a row that he has started. He hardly ever misses a game for Burnley. Back in his Aston Villa days, he scored against Manchester United. 1-1 here, and we've just crept into the last 10 minutes of the game at Old Trafford. Bailey Peacock-Farrell has come way out of his goal here, up to the halfway line virtually, to take the free kick. Tarkowski's been policed by Maguire this time. It's played towards Tarkowski's. The two number 5s jump. Actually, Pogba wins the header ahead of both of them. Westwood lofts it back into the penalty area. Lindelof this time rising high. And Manchester United look to play their way out of trouble with Greenwood on the right-hand side. What acceleration to get away from Dwight McNeil. Now he's taking on Taylor. Greenwood tries to cut back at himself and can't bring the ball with him. Good defending from Taylor, and Burnley regain possession.
I was going to say, you'd have to have some pace to get away from Charlie Taylor. Exceptionally quick defender and really good in 1v1 situations.
This is Westwood up to the halfway line. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the Premier League, actually, Taylor. I know you mentioned earlier, Stephen, you played with him at Leeds in the past. Every time I see him, I think he's so hard working.
Oh, his engine is incredible, and his quality of delivery that he has, the understanding that he has with Dwight McNeil is really strong. Brilliant challenge there by Brownhill on Pogba. More of that in a moment. Burnley into the Manchester United penalty area with Gudmundsson, trying to pull it back on his left boot, and he can't get around Pogba. Really good recovery. There was a brilliant turn there, sort of almost Cruyff turn, but under an awful lot of pressure by Brownhill, with Pogba leaning into him, and he shrugged off Pogba. And to be fair to Pogba, he then made the recovery run to get back and make the interception. We're about to see Donny van de Beek come on for Manchester United. What a strange season it's been for him. Big money move last summer, and he would have had every right to think he'll play nearly every game, the amount of money they spent on him. And yet he's only made 2 Premier League starts all season, but he's going to get a late cameo here. Yeah, really frustrating, hasn't it, for Donny van de Beek? An extremely good player. Think of the run that they went on in the Champions League, and he was pivotal in that performance, or in that campaign, and it's just not quite happened for him at Manchester United. However, you've got to give him a little bit more time.
Yeah, you'll hope that next season will be the one for him. It's been a curious one. He still plays regularly for the Dutch, and we know they've got a lot of options in midfield. He scored recently as well. I think it was Gibraltar they played the international break in March, and Donny van de Beek scored against them. So he's going to come on. Who will he be replacing? We will find out in just a moment. They're punching the numbers into the board. It's going to be Rashford. Rashford will not see out the full 90 minutes. He's had a very good game, Marcus Rashford, and he will make way. So attacker off, midfielder on. 7 minutes to play. Stephen Moore.
I hope he's okay. He's been extremely good today, Marcus Rashford. And you just wonder whether they're trying to protect him or whether he's picked up an injury.
He's done this a few games lately. He's kind of hobbled off.
Yeah.
He's been taken off as a sub regularly in recent times. Here's the Manchester United corner, played in from the far side by Shaw. Pogba will pick it up on the edge of the Burnley penalty area, gives it back out to the right-hand side. Greenwood had to backpedal to control it on his upper thigh. Good control. Then he drills it in low and hard, and it's in! He's done it again! It's another goal from Mason Greenwood, who has struggled this season to match his goal-scoring prowess of last year. But he's suddenly putting together a flurry of late goals in the campaign, and that is now 5 goals in his last 4 domestic matches, and he controlled it brilliantly, and he thought, why not? And he somehow squeezed it in.
Well, it takes a deflection. That's how it goes in, Connor. It's deflected off Jack Cork. They all get out to the ball, the Burnley players, but they give him just half a yard too much, and he shifts it onto his left foot and then just unleashes a powerful shot which takes a ricochet past Bailey Peacock-Farrell. And they don't deserve that, Burnley, because they've defended extremely well. But credit to Manchester United, they've kept on banging away, and then they've took the chance, or had a pot shot really. It just ricochets off the heel of Jack Cork. So unfortunate for Burnley. But Manchester United won't care.
Yeah, significant deflection off the defender, but Greenwood will certainly be claiming this. You know, since the start of last season, you look across the top 5 leagues in Europe, no teenager has scored more league goals than Mason Greenwood. And that now brings his tally for the campaign to 9 goals this season. And Burnley Well, they instantly bounced back from going 1-0 down. Can they do it again? They've only 5 minutes remaining here, but Sean Dyche is about to bring on Matty Vydra. Manchester United 2, Burnley 1.
He's going double.
Oh, he is. 2 attackers are coming on. Sorry, Stephen,
Yeah, and then I think Manchester United are going to answer that with Matic as well. Looks like he's coming on.
Jay Rodriguez is going to come on as well. Scored against Manchester United in this game last season when Burnley won 2-0 here. Right now they trail 2-1. Nemanja Matic, who was sent off against Burnley back in his Chelsea days, I remember. Harry Maguire challenges Brownhill, wins the header, and Pogba, plenty of energy this late in the game, runs away from Westwood. He's got Bruno Fernandes outside him to the left-hand side. It's been a good second half this for Manchester United. They took the lead early. They then were brought back to 1-1. But they've continued to create chances. And now they've got the lead again, and both United goals from Mason Greenwood. I think now that goal, by the way, matches Wayne Rooney's tally as a teenager for United. So he is in very high vaulted company. Here is Lindelof up onto Bruno Fernandes. Still, Burnley wait to make the double attacking change. Manchester United toying with Burnley a little bit now. Bruno Fernandes from inside the Burnley half turns and rolls it back to Harry Maguire. They just want to see this out professionally now, Manchester United. Last Sunday they went behind to Spurs and came back to win 3-1. Here, having had the lead, back to 1-1. I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be pleased that in both games his team have grown stronger as each game has developed. Here is Charlie Taylor from left back for Burnley, taking on Van de Beek. Van de Beek tracks him, tackles him, ball goes out for a Burnley throw, and now the change can be made. So Brownhill is the first to make way. Matty Vydra will come on in place of him. Big day for Josh Brownhill, who is a schoolboy, is on Manchester United's books. It'll mean a lot for him to be playing at Old Trafford today. And the other player going off is Gudmundsson. So 2 midfielders off, 2 strikers on. Only 3 minutes remaining though, Stephen.
Yeah, last throw of the dice from Sean Dyche. An opportunity now to flood the box. With the ball being out on the left-hand side, they have to get runners off Chris Wood, and now they have them.
So can Burnley get the ball up to their 3 strikers that they now have on the pitch? Matty Vydra, who has scored in each of his last 2 games, scored against Newcastle last weekend. Ben Mee has possession at the back. Manchester United now sitting deep. They know what's coming. Ball played by Mee. Out comes Henderson to the edge of his penalty area. Good goalkeeping. Sweeping in behind Maguire and Lindelof, and he gathers the ball to his chest. Manchester United almost there. 2 minutes to play, plus the stoppages.
Good run from Vydra in behind, but good goalkeeping from Dean Henderson. In alert to that ball over the top. But there's the different option straight away with Vydra entering the pitch, that pacing behind.
Van de Beek gets it back to Pogba on the halfway line, and there's a late challenge by Tarkowski. I think he trod on the foot of Van de Beek in the aftermath, and the Dutchman is hurt, and he's going to need some treatment, and a yellow card is shown to James Tarkowski, who immediately apologised to Van de Beek, but he caught him. He definitely caught him.
I never understand this rule, because John Moss has allowed play to continue. Paul Pogba has a simple pass out to the right hand side, under hits it, doesn't make it, Burnley intercept it, and then he gives a foul, and you think, well, you played on and it was a poor pass, so how can that now be pulled back? It's a very strange rule that they have.
So what's the feel that the reason he played on was to play an advantage, and then he'll say there was no advantage, so but I know what you mean. Right, Van de Beek's okay, back up on his feet. Tarkowski's booked, and here is Cavani to Mason Greenwood on a hat-trick now, remember, but unselfishly plays it through to McTominay, who'd made a good burst into the penalty area there. He tries to shoot, and it is deflected out for a corner. McTominay's got a few goals lately. Corner to Manchester United.
He's got great ability to make that run past the striker. Timing of his run, doesn't do it often enough, but this time it was well timed, and way to pass from Greenwood is lovely into the path of Scott McTominay. But well done Bailey Peacock-Farrell, because he's alert, he's off his line. Good save with his feet.
McTominay has scored a run of 3 goals in 3 games in February. Manchester United 2, Burnley 1 here. We are about to find out that there will be 4 minutes added on for stoppages at the end of this game. So Manchester United set to move up to 63 points in the table. Having played the same number of games as Manchester United, Manchester City. Here's Bruno Fernandes, goes around the goalkeeper, Peacock Farrell, and hits the side netting. It was deflected onto the side netting. Late chance as Bruno Fernandes pounced upon a loose ball in the penalty area, and the keeper did well, actually came out, narrowed the angle, forced Bruno Fernandes wide, and his attempted shot, he's claiming might have struck the arm of a defender, and John Moss says no, corner.
It's James Tartakovsky. He feels that he's handballed it, but he never takes his arms from by his side. He just holds his position